Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Paul Cruz Show. This is a special episode, and what I want to talk about is starving your distraction, feeding your focus so that you can develop and build discipline. Why am I talking about this? Because here's what happens with so much social media, so many things going on. It is so easy to get distracted. It just is. But that's why if you feeding distractions, now distraction comes in many forms, which we're going to talk about today. Um, you know, it could be whether it's people interrupting your meeting, it could be, whether you get unnecessary phone calls, it could be whether, you're spending too much time on social media. There's many things, but it's up to you, salespeople, entrepreneurs, small business owners, to really starve it out. Because if you don't starve out distractions, guess what you're doing? You're feeding it. Does that make sense? So you got to be disciplined and you got to be focused on your goals. And if you're feeding your focus and you're feeding your discipline, you're going to attain your goals. And what happens if you continue to feed distractions? Here's what happens: the path of least resistance. People start to make excuses for not generating results. People start to blame something else or someone else for not being productive. Is that you? Now, those of you who know me and been following me, I'm rebranding the Paul Cruz Show. I'm coming with some other powerful topics. And my program, the Paul Cruz Show, as I mentioned before, it's not for the weak minded, it's for open minded people. It's about straight talk. It's about speaking what needs to be said, not what you want to hear. It's just that simple. Asking yourself simple questions, yet powerful questions, so that you can make the necessary changes to better your business, to grow your business. And here's what I mean by that. I speak to a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs every single day, whether it's on social media or other. And they focus on sales. They want to generate more sales. But what happens is they focus so much on the sales that they don't do the selling. Think about it. Sales is the end result of doing what? Doing the selling, right? Because how you think is the way you're going to act, right? Because your actions are tied to your thoughts. So that's what I mean about distractions. If you allow things to come into your mind that has nothing to do with your goal, that doesn't move you forward towards that goal, whatever the goal may be, then you're allowing distractions to control your actions. Think about that. There's a Chinese proverb, 谁要 he train, 谁要 he fight, right? The euphemism that says, practice makes perfect. No, it doesn't. Perfect practice leads to the right results because the way you train is the way you're going to perform. So if you're allowing distractions to divert your energy and attention from doing the things that need to get done and focusing on that and being disciplined to accomplishing that, you're by default of feeding your distractions. Think about it, guys. Just think about it. And it's easy to get distracted these days. There's a difference between being productive and being active. You could be doing a lot of things but not producing anything. That's a distraction. See, for me, what I do as a salesperson, as an entrepreneur and business owner, I always have a daily game plan. And I always got to make sure when I get into the office, this is what I got to do. So the first thing I do is sets the tone for the rest of my day. Matter of fact, it happens before that. When I get up in the morning, what I do in the morning will determine the outcome of my day. It'll determine my attitude, my mindset. Because again, it starts with the mindset. It starts with your attitude. So if your mindset is strong and is focused and is disciplined, it's not going to allow distractions to come in. For me, distractions get rejected right away. Whether it's a negative thought, something being negative around me, or somebody being negative around me, or other things that come into play that day that has nothing to do with my goal, I reject it. I have to. Because if something's going to happen, it's going to be up to me, and I'm responsible for other people, and I'm responsible for setting the tone, how things are going to work or how things are going to go. And just think about it. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you think about, the first thing you do, the first thing you listen to, the first thing you want, whether you see this or not, it's going to set the tone for your day. So your day could be filled with accomplishments or distractions. It all depends on you. So you got to think about that. And here's the thing is, if you have a strong enough why you want to do something, you're going to figure out how to do it, right? In order to figure out how to do it, you can't allow mental distractions. Because physical distractions or other things that distract you all starts with the mind. And here's another thing. I call it GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. What you're allowed to enter your mind is what you're going to convey, is what you're going to speak, is what you're going to take action on. So if your mind is distracted because it's not managed properly or balanced, then you're never going to be able to attain goals consistently. You're just not. And here's another thing. How are you, or how do you respond, or how do you deal with when adversity comes your way, when a problem comes your way, when you have challenges, when things that you didn't expect to happen come your way? Do you allow it to distract you and consume you? Do you allow the problem to consume you? Or do you look at the cause of all of it, figure it out, provide solutions, embrace it, love it, and then turn it into an opportunity? The only way you can do that is if you're mentally focused and you're disciplined on how you deal with things. And if you don't, you're always going to make excuses. You're always going to point the finger. That's what's wrong with society and business people today. They want to blame something or someone for something not happening that they're responsible for. That's a weak mentality. It's easy to make excuses, but it takes a lot of humility. It takes a lot of righteous character to admit when you're wrong and taking what I call the big R, responsibility. Just think about that. Ask yourself, have you ever asked yourself that question? Am I feeding distractions? Am I playing into it? Or am I feeding the right thing? Am I feeding, the focus and the discipline? See, because a lot of people have big goals. I want to be rich. I want to make money. I want to do this. They have no idea what that means. And a lot of times, they get a little adversity and then they quit because it wasn't really inside of them. It really wasn't, passion. It wasn't, strong enough why you want to do something. I want to be a millionaire. Why do you want to be a millionaire? Why do you want to be rich? Why do you want to be wealthy? See, with all of that comes a mindset. With all that comes responsibility. Accomplishing those things takes work. And there's no shortcut. There's no elevator to success. You got to walk the steps. It's called the grind. I'm still grinding after 30 years. I'll never give up the grind. Never. I could have $20 million, $30 million. I could have not a pot to piss in. It won't change the way I work. Never. Because I appreciate what I do. I don't allow things to distract me from my goal. That doesn't mean I'm going to always accomplish my goals, but I'm going to give it a hell of a fight to get there. And there's nothing that could get in my way that I won't go through. Again, I may not accomplish it, but I develop my mindset to accomplish a lot of other things. So you need to ask yourself this question, what are you feeding your mind every day? Because remember, it all starts with the mind, right? Because, attitude is contagious. Is your attitude worth catching? Are you feeding your mind the right things so that you can perform the right things? Or are you starving your mind with distractions, with nonsense way of thinking? Things that have nothing to do with accomplishing what you want to do. For me, my motivation and what I'm always feeding is to build righteous character every day, to keep my word every single day, to become valuable to people, every person I come in contact with. And it's not always about material things, but I always focus on that. I put my energy on that. I put my energy on being disciplined. Now, I'm not saying certain things don't come my way that could distract me. Yeah, it happens. But when I see it coming and I see it's happening, I'm trained enough. I train myself well enough that I could switch it and get rid of it, dispose of it. Just think about that. Are you around people that are negative that distract you from doing what you want to do? Because, see, here's what you got to learn and understand. You have an environment. You can either change the environment or you can leave the environment. The only environment you cannot leave is your mental environment. You can't, no matter where you go, you're taking it with you. So it's important that you feed focus, that you feed discipline, and that you starve out all the negative things, all of the distractions that will take you away from what you need to get done. Because here's the thing, guys, there's only two ways we do things and two ways people buy. You either need to do something or you want to do something. There is no middle ground. So you need to focus and feed your focus, feed your discipline. You need to starve out your distractions, whatever they may be. You have to do it. It's not even a second thought. You have to do that. Because you got to get rid of one and then put it somewhere else. And if you're not feeding your focus or your discipline or your commitment, then you're feeding your distractions. It's just that simple, guys. It's not rocket science. Does that make sense? So you need to ask yourself that. Just think about it, guys. And if you can make those changes and you could discipline yourself and stay more focused and do that, you're going to see your business grow. You're going to see your sales grow. It's not going to be an accident that happens. Does that make sense? And one last thing, just think about this. If you don't put oil or you don't change your oil in your car every 3,000 miles, or you don't give your car tune up every year, what happens to your car? It breaks down, right? Because you didn't feed it what it needed to take care of you, right? Does that make sense? So why not feed your focus? Why not feed, your discipline? Why not feed your commitment? Why not starve out all the nonsense that surrounds you? Whether it's people you deal with, you get to choose the people you want to deal with, right? Whether it's how you work, the things you do at work, when you wake up, what your pattern is, what your routine is. You have to examine all that stuff. Does that make sense? So, anyway, it's been a while since I did a live streaming on the Paul Cruz Show. Like I said, I got some really powerful content coming on. And by the way, if you like this live streaming, share your comments. If you want to follow me on this channel, just hit the subscription button below. And also do me a favor, share your comments. And I have a seminar coming up next month, May 27th. I'm going to be posting that soon to invite those who can't make it locally here in El Paso. I'm going to be live streaming on Facebook Instagram, and YouTube at the same time. It's going to be very powerful. If you're a 10 and you watch the live stream, I promise you this. If you apply the things I'm going to share with you, it's going to help your business. It's going to help your sales. But I can't make you do that. I could just lead you to water, can't make you drink. But it's coming May 27th. I will announce the official date, but I'm thinking May 27th. By Friday, this end of this month, I'll make that decision, that determination. But it's going to be very powerful. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for being part of the Paul Cruz Show. And remember this, guys, starve out your distraction, feed your focus, feed your discipline, and watch your sales grow. Talk to you later. Have a good day.